Hey gang, welcome to another commentary. This week we got Doctor Who X crossover Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is one of my favorite shows on TV right now. It's a perfect blend of comedy, beautiful artwork, and just it's a great show. I can gush over it forever. Doctor Who is super popular. Finally started watching it. I Netflixed the new Who, went through it in like a month. It was great. I really enjoyed it. At least the first like two sets of episodes with Eccleston and David Tennant. Matt Smith's great, but for some reason it felt very fan-fiction-y when the writing. I don't know. Something about like, sorry, spoilers real quick, skip 30 seconds or so, but the Doctor's daughter, or the companion having a daughter, and then the Doctor getting married to it, felt very fan-fiction-y. Felt like something on the web. I don't know. But yeah, so I really wanted to do these shirts, and I had this sketch here for a while because I wanted to make sure I had time, because I wanted to make it a shirt, and I wanted to make it look good because I felt like this was going to be a big video for me, and I figured the shirt would be a big hit. And both of those dreams were crushed for the most part. I did this relatively quickly. The shirt itself only took me about an hour, and that wasn't me rushing. That was me just kind of, going at my pace, doing what I needed to do, and boom, like I checked the footage, and I'm like, really, an hour and like 3 minutes? That's insane. Especially with it being pretty good, And and then also it's not going to be a shirt. I spent a lot of time trying to find how to submit to T-Fury. Not T-Fury, but Shark Robot, which there's no link on their actual website. I don't know if they just go to other people for it, and they don't normally take submissions, but I had to go through a couple of different channels and finally found an email address to get through. It got denied because it's Disney. Apparently they don't do Disney stuff anymore. And that was a bummer, because I felt like this was a really good opportunity. I guess if I would have made Dipper a little less Dipper, made him a little derpier, or, made it less on point, it probably would have done a little bit better. I had a better chances. But when the characters don't look exactly what they're supposed to, that's a turnoff for me. So I just couldn't do it. By the way, if you guys watched my tutorial on how to do basic drawing and circles and stuff, this is the same thing. I need to start doing that more often. I've gotten kind of lazy and just try to draw things, but that's how you make a perfect circle. Purple circle? Perfect circle. So they basically turned it down, too much Disney, which is ironic because the reason why I really wanted to do Shark Robot was they have larger sizes. I'm a bigger man, and I like to buy a shirt size a little bigger than what I am because I like it hanging down a little bit lower. I don't know, it's an insecurity thing. And I bought a 4X shirt with the Darkwing Duck on it. And it was just interesting that Darkwing Duck's A-okay, but Gravity Falls isn't. It might be because it was Disney Afternoon, something from the 80s, and the design itself was a little, it's Darkwing Duck in silhouette, so you could easily argue that it's not Darkwing Duck if you really wanted to. That's the thing. Apparently Marvel's A-okay, but Disney's not, even though Marvel owns Disney. Anyways, I'm not bitter. I was really excited about this, and then being told, no, I can't do it, or it's not being a shirt, sorry. It kind of, killed my hope. I did submit it to T-Fury. I haven't got any response from it. I know some of you guys suggested I do Redbubble or Society 6. I'm not a big fan of the quality of their shirts, and partially why I wanted to be on one of the bigger sites is, one, I have a dream. I really wanted this year to have a shirt on one of those sites. Just kind of, making sure, I'm quality enough to be on there, or I'm cool enough to think of something neat, and I don't think that dream's living this year. It's okay, though. I'm not going to do T-Fury, I'm sorry, not T-Fury. I'm going to try, but I'm not going to do Redbubble just because, like I said, the quality shirts are not really that good, and it doesn't really help support me. With those sites, T-Fury or Shark Robot, those are popular sites, and someone might be like, that's a really cool shirt, and find me, versus Society 6 or Redbubble, it's more you guys going from here to there, and it's only helping them. And their shirts are a little overpriced, and not that T-Fury or Shark Robot really gives you that big of a profit. I think both of theirs is $1 per shirt, while Redbubble it's probably more like $6 per shirt, but their shirts I feel are more expensive. So I don't know. I want to make a decent profit, but also not rip you guys off. So the Weeping Angel's pretty. Oh god, man. I've stopped this recording twice because of the sirens. I'm not doing it anymore. Sorry, I'm 6 or 7 minutes. I'm 4 minutes in. I'm not even close to 6. But I'm sick of that siren. I don't know who's breaking the law, but stop it. So yeah, Weeping Angels. In fact, Blink was the episode that people kept recommending to me. But by the way, I don't recommend Blink as your first episode to Doctor Who. It is a good standalone episode, so that's why a lot of people recommend it. And it's really popular. It just doesn't have the Doctor in it very much. So I don't think it necessarily gives you a appropriate feeling of how the show is going to be. Versus, I think The Girl in the Fireplace is a really excellent starting point. You don't really need to know much to figure out what's going on, as well as it's a really good standalone story. So, A+ for that one. Let's see here. I did the commentary, like I said, I did the commentary once or twice already, so I don't know what to say anymore. For the most part, yeah. So no T Fury, and this went by really, really quick. So, when designing a shirt, that's interesting, because we're starting to color, you have to kind of keep in mind that screen printers and most sites that do shirts tend to ask you to limit the colors. For example, T-Fury is 7 colors or less, and I think I wound up doing a little bit too many. In fact, the version that I sent them, I had to recolor certain things. And you'll notice that, like, I'll have some colors in here, like the candle wasn't the same white as everything else, but I wound up switching it. The candle's stick holder becomes the same color as Dipper's hair. Dipper's mouth, the shirt color becomes his tongue, and the brown of his hair becomes his inside mouth color, which is always really cool to me because the limited palette means you have to, be really creative with your color scheme, and I think that's really cool and really neat. And with this one, I'm looking back at it, I kind of messed up a little bit. When I started shading, because I figured with it being a light, it doesn't make sense for Dipper not to have any color on him. I wound up shading his skin, like blue of his hat. And in retrospect, it probably would have been better to use the brown gray that I used for the actual Weeping Angel. Another thing I couldn't really figure out after I inked it was how she's placed. The silhouette for the wings are going to be really bad and tricky. And so I wound up like, well, I'm probably just going to make it a silhouette. That way the character still pops out and there's no real consequences for trying to do detail. I don't want to confuse the viewer from the first viewing. Silhouetting is an animation term, and it's used a lot for graphic design as well. But I usually hear it mostly with animation, where you want to make sure your characters are posed in a way that's easily to be read. And the best way to find out if your character is easily read is if you silhouette the character and you can still tell what pose they're in. You're A-okay, you're safe. But that's why you see a lot of characters in cartoons and such, when they drink coffee or something, they never drink directly looking at the camera, like say in King of the Hill, where the characters do that. They tend to be 3/4 view and always drink it from the side. That way you have a clear understanding. You gotta remember that with animation and with cartoons, you really only have so many seconds to convey an idea. And yeah. So with this one, the piece really starts to come together when I start adding shadowing to the Weeping Angel. I didn't know whether or not I was going to add shadowing, to be honest. With this being a shirt, the less detail, the better for printing. And it was one of those things where I'm like, no, this is what I need. Little highlights of this is going to be great. And it really did sell the piece for me, especially with the light. In the T-Fury version of the shirt, I did change the color of the light. I thought about either changing it from the yellow to the skin tone, but I wound up just making it white because that made it a little bit easier. And I wound up changing the skin tone of Dipper's shadowing to the skin tone or the shade of the highlight for the Weeping Angel. That's one of those cool things about limited shirts is that how you reuse certain things. Inside Dipper's mouth, the same color hair is the same color inside of his mouth, but you don't really see that because the colors surrounding it make you feel like it's a different color. And or the blue on Dipper's hat, later on I used it in a different section and it came out brighter, even though it was always near these dark colors. If I was doing this in animation, I probably would have just done what I was doing there, taking a dark shade and lowering the opacity and hitting certain beats with the hair. But again, with it being a shirt, we can't do that. One idea I thought about doing was having this just one simple shade, but it didn't work with his light preserver looking hat thing. And here's where I start kind of changing up the colors. What's kind of cool is that his hair color tends, right here, I was like, oh man, this dark gray didn't really work that well. So instead I used a little bit of the blue from the hat, and boom, now we have, this really cool looking hair version, which is pretty sweet. In the original picture that I used from the intro, there was actually no shading on anything near the actual candle because of the lighting, but I felt like it added to it a little bit more. And with this circle surrounding it, the main idea here was the light was supposed to kind of make the image like fade into the shirt. One of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to fan shirts is if it's just kind of a drawing on the shirt. I like the design to kind of pop out of the shirt or merge with the shirt and become one with the shirt. That was way too many times saying shirt. And this is experimenting with the lighting around behind it, and it came out pretty cool. Like, I'm really impressed with the shirt. I'm really happy with it. I'm just kind of bummed that no one's ever going to wear it. I guess I could screen print it myself and just have one, or I guess I could do Redbubble, but I don't really want to. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, and I hope to see you guys next week. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Leave comments down below of what you want to see me draw. I know a lot of people want Five Nights at Freddy's, but I'm doing an animation for Wade. It's getting released Friday, both on his channel and mine. So I guess be excited about that then.